Hey Spider Nation, welcome back to another episode of Spider-Man's Tangled WebShow. I'm Jonathan, and joining me tonight is James. What's going on, James?
Right now, I'm texting a hot girl.
That's good to
Uh,
know. Ladies and gentlemen, just so you know that if you are on a Spider-Man podcast, you can still get girls. Thank you, James, for serving as an inspiration to
I
all of
know.
us.
And just remember, the when it comes to Spider-Man podcasters who are on YouTube and using Google Hangouts and stuff like that, remember we were here first. I just want to get that out of the way. Uh,
Okay, James,
but
but
anyways, I had a kind of crappy night at work. I don't want to get into it. It was kind of crappy, but it's in the past now, and I'm just moving on and trying to relax, have a nice night. So yeah, just chilling. Looking right now because I had to digitally buy this comic this week of a picture of Ben Riley like in a hoodie going like "Sup," while a gun's like right into his face. Ready to do the podcast with John.
as for my week this week, it was kind of rough. I don't really want to get into it. It's not something I really want to talk about on the internet. Basically, but the one good thing that did happen this week, the Spider-Man movie trailer came out. Okay, well, no, good thing that happened for me, not necessarily great for James because we'll get into it. The Spider-Man movie trailer came out, and actually two Spider-Man movie trailers came out, plus a poster, plus more movie news. This is going to be basically a show basically dedicated to the movies because we've got two trailers, posters, one poster in particular that we want to talk about, and when I say talk about, I mean roast, mercilessly. And then, of course, there's Spider-Man, quote unquote, spin-off movie news, because evidently those are still a thing. James, can you please explain to me why anyone thinks that these spin-offs are a good idea?
Because Avi Arad still wants to make money off Spider-Man, even though Kevin Feige's now making money off Spider-Man.
Because Avi Arad hates Kevin Feige because reasons, pretty much.
Because from the way I understand it, from what I heard, watching, like people who are insiders in Hollywood on like Collider and all their movie like stuff like that, Feige was the one who's like in like 2000, like when Spider-Man 2 came out, I want Hugh Jackman to cameo in a scene. I want an extended universe where everything's connected. And Arad was one of the guys that shot him down. So I take it it's a little bit bitter for Arad, the fact that Feige's now running Marvel Studios, and that Arad was originally the big shot in Marvel Studios.
Feige's practically running Hollywood at this point because that's how big Marvel Studios is.
I mean, it's to the point that people are still speculating. Will Kevin Feige ever leave to go produce Star Wars movies? Will he ever leave to produce DC movies? Will he ever leave to produce Star Trek movies? Will he ever leave to take over from, Michael Bay and produce Transformers and Ninja Turtle movies? Like, it's nonstop. Everybody, if you want to start a franchise based on, like, action, superheroes, boy-centric toys, whatever, Feige's like the go-to name people immediately think when your dream, casting production people. It's like producer, Kevin Feige.
But yes, we got two Spider-Man Homecoming trailers this week. One domestic, one international. So basically, the reaction online has been mixed at best. I
This
think,
podcast reaction will be mixed at best.
and I think it was kind of the same way with the previous trailer that came out a few months ago as well. Is that the people seem to be really divided about this movie. Let me just go through at least the domestic trailer first because we want to kind of separate it. Basically, the domestic trailer is showing off Peter Parker's Spider-Man suit that has, let's go through these gadgets, like 500 some odd different web shooter combinations. I don't remember the exact number. A built-in parachute, a built-in AI because reasons. Let's see. I'm just trying to think of the other features. The spider drone that's in the chest, the detachable spider drone, that's a thing. Uh, yeah, it's a really tricked out techie suit, and people are kind of divided on that. They're not sure. Okay, do we like this? Do we not like this? And also showed we got to see Spider-Man basically stopping a bike thief. We got to see Spider-Man basically helping an old lady cross the road, which was actually kind of cool. We see Peter a little bit at the homecoming dance that is going to be a part of the film. And that's basically, and also we get to see Peter and Ned Leeds. They say he's not Ned Leeds. They say he's just Ned, but he's Ned Leeds, basically.
You know what they're going to do? Because it's Sony, they're going to do the same thing they did with Spectacular, the cartoon series, where it's going to be Ned Lee.
Yeah, but it's the same thing, basically.
And that's not me being racist because they cast an Asian guy. Because that's what they did in the cartoon too. They gender bended Ned Lee into being Ned Lee.
But they also have this one scene with him and Ned where they are trying to tamper around with the tech in the suit, and Ned discovers that there's something called the training wheels protocol in place, and Peter's like, "Oh, come on! I don't want him to treat me like a kid." You are a kid. Yeah, a kid who could stop a bus with his bare hands. So yeah, basically Peter is a. We get to see a little bit of how Spider-Man operates in this trailer. So James, what did you think of the domestic trailer?
I am again and not a fan of this. I only watched it one time and I had no interest to go watch it again. It's just again, it's irking me that literally call me insane, but was every other line that came out of Tom Holland's mouth Tony Stark this, Mr. Stark that? So it's constant going, can't say it with class. Mr. Stark needs me. Oh, I'm an intern at Stark Industries. Oh, I'm going for the scholarship program with Mr. Stark. Mr. Stark, why is Mr. Stark putting this protocol in my suit? Mr. Stark, Tony, Mr. Stark, Iron Man. Every word that came out of his mouth was all related to Iron Man, it felt like. And then you got the whole, I don't need a Spider-Man suit where it has parachute mode and gauntlet mode and light mode and mega mode and super mode and
Legendary.
I can't even think of it anymore.
Legendary Ranger mode, Iron Spider.
Like, I don't need that. If they did the Iron Spider suit, then yeah, I'll be all for that. But this is supposed to be the red and blue. He shouldn't have parachute mode in the fucking red and blue suit.
So, James, I take it your reaction to this trailer is fairly negative?
Yes. And do I need to see again, for the third fucking general, him breaking apart the Titanic? We get it. He's super strong. Move on. Show us something else he does.
Here's the way I look at this trailer. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't mind the web shooter thing. I don't the parachute. Here are the two things I don't like. The parachute. I don't like the parachute. I like it. I would prefer if his web shooters had like a mode on them where he could make a web parachute like he does in the comics. That would be awesome. And then you have the in-system AI of the Spider-Man suit, and I'm just like, no, okay. Now you're getting into Iron Man territory. It's like you're pushing it too much. All right, we get it. It's a Tony Stark suit. I don't mind that it's a Tony Stark suit. I don't mind that it's a little bit techie. All right, I don't mind it. All right, I get it, but you don't need an AI. All right, just you're pushing it too far. And here's the thing, like I wasn't completely negative to this trailer. I liked a lot. I liked the scene of Spider-Man stopping the bike thief. I liked the scene of Spider-Man helping the old lady. I liked the scene of Peter at the table with Zendaya's character Michelle, who may or may not be behaving badly. Based on the scene, I'd say she is behaving badly because she's openly being a sarcastic jerk to him. But
the thing is, I don't think she's Michelle now. When you see the poster, I'm now in the camp of she's MJ. There's no way Michelle Gonzalez is going to be the biggest thing on the poster.
I think that she's on the poster because people know who Zendaya is, but the thing is, we'll get to...
I didn't know who she was until she got cast.
You didn't know who Zendaya was?
Should I? Was there any reason why I should know her name?
I don't know. She's like apparently big on Disney Channel or something. But I knew who she was. I'm pretty sure she was on Dancing with the Stars or something.
John, do I look like the kind of guy who watches Dances with the Stars?
Well, based on the fact that you just got the name wrong, it's Dancing with the Stars, so I'm going to say no. All right.
Like, all I knew is that one guy from the Cubs my dad finished second place. That's all I know.
But also...
and Chris Jericho was on a season. But then again, Chris Jericho is awesome in anything he does, and you don't agree. that Chris Jericho's awesome with everything he does, then you're a stupid idiot. And you know what happens to stupid idiots that don't know that Chris Jericho's awesome in everything he does? Huh? You do not know? Well, guess what? You just made the list.
Okay, James. Well, now that you've successfully made yourself into a psychopath.
No, I'm not. I'm a Jerichoholic. Drink it in, man.
But what were we even talking? Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention that Donald Glover. We saw the first glimpse of Donald Glover in this movie in this trailer.
And I'm going to say he's Miles. I'm calling it out. He's
Glover?
Miles.
Who the heck is Donald Glover? I want to know who the character is.
Because on the last trailer, he's clearly working with Vulture in them. Because he's in the background when they're getting their power, they're getting their weapons. Now he's talking to Spider-Man like he's his buddy. So I'm calling it right now. He's Miles.
I don't know. If
they're using Gonky and renaming him Ned Leeds, what's stopping him from saying this other guy in this movie is going to be Miles Morales?
I'm very interested to learn who Donald Glover is.
And I don't want to sound racist, but he's like the only black guy. He's like the only black guy in this movie. And so there's only like two choices you have, and I can't see him being Robbie.
That would be awesome, though, if he was Robbie. I'd be so down for that.
Wait, what's Robbie's son name again? Randy? It could be Randy, because Randy had a life of crime kind of with himself, too.
I could see him being Randy Robbins.
Because Randy was always rebelling with the school, like in the Kingpin stuff back in the 60s. He was always in those racial, protests and stuff like that, and non-protests. Basically, whenever Stan wanted to talk about her protest that moment because Ditko was gone, he could. So he's like, Randy gets suspended for school for being on a racial, and then the next month he gets suspended again for liberating, women's bra burning thing, even though he's a man. You know what I mean? Though it's like that's what it felt like when we read those Romita issues. It's like every other issue is like Peter has to talk to Randy Robinson about, you can protest, I agree with you, but just don't be a dick about it.
So yeah, you have all this stuff in this trailer. I'm not negative towards it. I'm still excited for this movie, to be honest with you. I'm excited. I think that the tone of the movie is very strong. I think that Peter Parker and Spider-Man's characterization is very strong. I don't mind the fact that Tony's in the movie. I don't mind that. It's just when you get the parachute and the inbuilt AI in the Spider-Man suit, then you're pushing it. So I don't like that stuff.
That's what lost me. It would be one thing if he just has the web shooters that he made, not fucking Tony. That's another thing that lost me, is they outright say in this trailer, Mr. Stark's suit, he put all this shit in Peter's suit, including the security stuff. The thing that I did not mind when people were complaining about this in Civil War was I always said, these are Peter's invention. Tony just finally gave him the tech so he can actually build his shit. It's no different than somebody in real life patenting an idea but not having the stuff to actually make it, and then finally finding a company who will make the thing for them. Like, I would have been okay with that. It's outright now said, Tony makes all of Spider-Man's tech, and you're wasting Peter Parker as the tech genius he is. Why can't Peter make the perfect web shooters? Why can't Peter make the parachute mode?
I mean,
like, if they, at one point in the movie, if they show Peter hacking into the suit and taking all of Tony's shit out of it or something like that, or at least he can control them now, I'm down with that. But if he goes throughout the whole movie, and when he gets the new suit with the webbing, the web pits, and again, it's just Mr. Stark made him a new suit, I'm going to be pissed.
I mean, he still made the web
fluid. That's the part
fluid.
of Spider-Man is him making his suit.
I mean, he still made the web fluid, though. I mean, that counts for something.
That's all. He made glue, John.
Hey, it's not glue. It's a very strong super polymer that dissolves after an hour. So I'm more positive towards this trailer than James is. James is like not speaking to me right now because I'm not agreeing with him.
No, I'm just texting that girl. What?
Oh, James is too busy having a life to talk to someone as low as me.
I'm still talking to you. It's just I choose to ignore you because we're about to get into arguments. So I'm talking to somebody else right now, and we can move on because I don't want to get into a fight with you. Because you're wrong. You're factually wrong, John.
I'm factually wrong. I should go sit in the corner. Um, we can move on to the international trailer because I don't think there's anything more to talk about with the other trailer. I think it's. And here's the thing. I think we're about to get more of the same with the international trailer as well. But the international trailer, James, if you're pissed about Tony Stark in the trailer we just discussed, you're going to be even more pissed about Tony Stark in the international trailer. Because the international trailer basically starts off with Peter Parker basically making a video diary of what happened in Civil War. Like you see him right as he's about to jump into the scene in the airport scene in Civil War, where it's like, Underoos! And Peter's like, that's my cue, I gotta go. And he's like, holy crap, there's Captain America, there's Iron Man. Ooh, who's that new guy over there? He's talking about Black Panther. And so it's like he's making a video diary, and he's making like a video diary, and he's talking about like, oh my gosh, this is the best day of my life. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And it's like, okay, this is actually kind of relatable. It's like, okay, yeah, I think that's how I would react if I met the freaking Avengers. So yeah, okay, I'll admit, you're trying to make Spider-Man the everyman. Yeah, okay, you get points for that. But then you get the look into Michael Keaton's version of Adrian Toomes, the Vulture, and basically it's guy lost his job because Tony Stark decided to put the public sector to work as damage control to clean up after Avengers battles. So yeah, the guy. So Michael Keaton basically hates Tony Stark. He takes a bunch of Chitauri alien tech from Avengers 1.
The Spider-Man villain doesn't hate Spider-Man, but Iron Man.
Yeah, he hates Tony Stark, and he's determined to, get, he just wants to get revenge or whatever. And then Spider-Man gets in the way, and he grows to hate Spider-Man because of, Spider-Man getting in the way. And you see Iron Man in his new suit, which is literally the Mark 46. It's the Mark 47 suit, they're calling it. But it's actually just the Mark 46, just chromed out, basically, from the waist down.
They weren't going to design a new suit for the Spider-Man movie, John. Why would they do that in a Spider-Man movie?
But, like, literally, it's just, like, why did you not just use the Mark 46? Why did you chrome it out from the chest down? Why didn't you just use the Mark 46? You didn't have to go through all the trouble of creating a new model for the CGI and whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not the expert on this, so don't ask me. This is an opinion-based show, by the way. We do not pretend to know anything about what we're talking about, except for the points where we do pretend to know what we're talking about, but that's beside the point. Basically, nothing that is said on this show should be taken as fact, because basically, who knows? It's an opinion-based show. So yeah, basically, Michael Keaton hates Tony Stark because he lost his job, and James, I've pretty much summed up the trailer. What did you think of the international trailer? That's not a good reaction. I feel like
James,
I
said, I already said my complaint. Why are Spider-Man bad guys more wanting to kill Tony Stark than Spider-Man? It makes no sense.
Maybe because
I have saw this in every 3 Iron Man movies. Some dick Tony pisses off some dick years ago. They want to kill him now with high-tech Stark tech. This is Iron Man 4. And no much of the cast on Twitter saying it's not Spider-Man is going to change a lot of people's perceptions now. It's clearly Sony's getting to make an Iron Man movie. Sony's like, wait, what's this deal? That means we can make an Iron Man movie, but it's supposed to be Spider-Man. No, we'll put his name on the title. But we get to make Iron Man. We get to use Robert Downey in a superhero movie. We finally get what we wanted. But it's a Spider-Man movie. No, he's over there with Venom in them. We're making Iron Man. That's what it feels like now.
But James, could you maybe justify it as Tony Stark is more well-known in the MCU at this point than Spider-Man is?
He's not more well-known than Spider-Man.
No,
Who knew who Iron Man was a decade ago? Who knew who Spider-Man was 50 years ago?
No, James, I mean in the context of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
But that's not the context. People think Batman's in the MCU, John.
No, I mean in universe. Could you see how Adrian Toomes would be more focused on Tony Stark because he knows who Tony Stark is?
Because in the comics he's not more interested in Iron Man. He was never interested in Iron Man.
But in the context of this universe, Tony Stark is more well known than Spider-Man is
But
at
that's
this
like
point.
saying, John, that's like saying then that technically the fucking Joker should have been more interested in Superman. Because he's a bigger threat than Batman.
I'm losing this argument, but
That's my point. It's like, let's say, Lex Luthor is Superman's biggest bad. That's like saying now that in every DC movie going forward, everybody's going to focus on Lex because Lex is the rich billionaire. That means you're telling me if they ever get to Homecoming 2 and has Norman's going to try to hostile take over Stark Industries. Stark Industries is going to find the Venom symbiote. Stark Industries is going to do all this shit. It's like, it's Spider-Man. You're replacing Oscorp with Stark Industries, basically. You can have Iron Man in this movie. But this has been my worry since day one. That it's going to turn into Iron Man 4, and it is. Civil War, at least you had the whole backing of, well, at least in the comic, it was 50% Iron Man, 50% Cap. There's no excuse here. It's Spider-Man's solo movie.
But James, here's the thing.
Everything's Tony Stark related. Enough of it.
But
You're making Spider-Man in the MCU, not Iron Man 4.
But James, here's the thing. We've had 5 Spider-Man solo movies. What's the harm in having it?
We had 3 Iron Man solo movies.
But here's
we
the
had
thing.
3 Iron Man solo movies. We had 2 Avenger movies, and we had him being a bigger star than Captain America in the 3rd Cap movie.
But James, here's the thing. We've had 5 movies of Spider-Man on his own, and we've been saying for years that we wanted Spider-Man in the MCU, so now they're giving us what we want. Spider-Man.
Put him in the Avengers. Let his solo movie be his solo movie. You can have Iron Man in a scene in the beginning dropping Parker at the house. And then maybe at the end being you did good, kid. And then throughout the rest of the movie is no Iron Man at all. Or you could have done something better. You can just have him name drop. Like, oh, I wonder what Steven Brooklyn's thinking right now. Or, hey, I hope S.H.I.E.L.D. agents don't catch me saying this. Or something. Or, hey, I'm technically an Avenger. Or, hey, I saw that trick before. That Ant guy did it. Or, hey, I heard the Hulk's rampaging someplace. Or I also heard rumors he's in space right now. I wonder where the Hulk is. There is ways, like that scene with the whole, you're not the real Avengers, where those guys are wearing the mask. That right there says they're in the same universe. You got more in that than you get with every other line in this movie being Tony Stark this, Tony Stark that.
So, James, pretty negative again with this trailer?
I'm going to say, the best review I'm probably going to give this movie when it comes out in July is, it's a good Iron Man movie, it's just not a good Spider-Man movie. You watch every review after this movie comes out. That's going to be the headline. A good Iron Man movie, but not a good Spider-Man movie. How do you fuck up Spider-Man in the MCU? And they already are. By turning into Iron Man 4.
James, maybe you want to take a Xanax. Okay, just calm down.
Look at the NBA trailer. The NBA trailer, there's 1 second of Spider-Man in it.
Okay, yeah.
The rest of it's all Tony Stark and Happy Hogan.
Yeah, we can.
In Stark's apartment.
We can talk about that. Okay, there's a TV spot that was released this week promoting the NBA Finals and Spider-Man Homecoming, and it's literally all Tony Stark and Happy Hogan until the end where Spider-Man shows up, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to watch the NBA
His
Finals."
only line of dialogue is, "Oh my God, I'm invited to Tony Stark's party." So again, his only line is talking about Tony. Everything goes back to Tony. If this was Iron Man 4 or Marvel Cinematic Universe team up, I will give you it. Spider-Man Homecoming should not be 98% about fucking Tony Stark.
Okay, James. So you loved it, I take it.
Let's just end it there, because I don't want to scream any louder.
James is going back to texting his girlfriend. He's like, I'm done.
It's not my girlfriend, it's some chick I met.
Okay, like, James.
Then knockers at my house saying they're all going to bed, be quiet. I'm sorry, but this trailer fucking sucked. I'm sorry. The international trailer fucking sucked. I'm sorry. This NBA...
That NBA spot really pissed it. He really got pissed about it. Like, he went on Skype and messaged me. He was really pissed about that.
In a 30-second commercial, 29 of it was Iron Man. 1 of it was Spider-Man, and that 1 second was him talking about Iron Man.
Yeah, James was really pissed about that a couple days ago. Just a little behind-the-scenes info for the viewers and listeners. James and I Skype text a lot of the time, and he was really pissed about that. Should we talk about the poster, James?
Oh, you mean the poster where Iron Man's front and center on it?
James, are you're a pretty big Iron Man fan. Are you going to hate Iron Man after this movie?
Remember when Tom Bremer said that Iron Man is going to become the focal point, replacing Spider-Man? I think we see what he envisioned right here. But even the Spider-Man poster, Tony Stark by himself is just as big as Spider-Man, and Spider-Man's the background character in his own damn poster, and front and center is Iron Man taking off in flight.
If anyone hasn't seen this poster, I put it as the thumbnail image for this video. It's got Tom Holland in the center, Spider-Man to the left behind him, Tony Stark to the right behind him, Zendaya's in there somewhere, Iron Man's in there somewhere, Michael
Aunt May's in there somewhere, Happy Hogan's in there somewhere.
The Vulture's in there somewhere. It's like they literally threw something against the poster to see what sticks.
It's every complaint that every Star Wars poster up until like the Last Jedi poster, which was just the 3 main characters of the movie. It's every complaint that every other Star Wars movie has got, where it's like you're throwing everything into the poster. It's like throw every ship, every character, everything, but make sure Iron Man's the biggest focus point on it.
And here's the thing: I wouldn't talk about this if it weren't for the fact that the internet just lost its shit over this poster. Like if you were on Twitter at all on Wednesday, you saw the reaction to this poster. It was kind of funny. I'll admit it. People were not pleased with this poster, and a lot of people made parodies. I saw one poster version of the poster where they photoshopped emo Peter Parker from Spider-Man 3 and threw him on there. They threw Michael Keaton's Birdman character on there. It was oh my gosh. Okay. This poster, look, I didn't hate this poster, but I mainly wanted to talk about it just because of the reaction that it got from the internet. It's just, a lot of people really did not like this poster. A lot of people really did. I mean, James, can you talk a little bit about what you thought of this poster? I mean,
I already said it. The poster, the front and center image is Iron Man taking off. That's the part in all these posters where, like, you got like Luke Skywalker holding up the lightsaber. You got, posters that are in similar vein where the hero of the movie is doing action. It's Iron Man taking off to fly. Spider-Man is literally... Okay, here's the thing about those posters. A lot of them do. Because the Star Wars, like they do, it's always like Darth Vader's helmet or Darth Maul. It's always the bad guy who's lurking in the overblown, background of the poster. It's Spider-Man in that spot on this one.
Spider-Man's the villain.
Stark's the hero taking off. Spider-Man's in the villain part of these posters.
Spider-Man's the villain trying to take his movie back from Iron Man.
And then you got Zendaya on it, and I'm convinced now that I confirm she's Mary Jane, because there's no way Michelle Gonzalez is getting a prominent part on a poster. It's just, these 3 things have really, got me to hate this movie.
And James, we're only like a month away from this movie. I mean, like, we're pretty close. Like, what are we, like... What, a month and a half away? Not even a month and a half? It's the first week of July, so yeah, we're pretty close. We're pretty close to this movie, and so I feel like when we do our review show, James is not going to be happy. I feel like it's going to be the most depressing movie review we've ever done on this podcast. I'll probably be positive because I'll be like, "Yay, MCU Spider-Man."
I want to say, John, can I say this? Can I say this one thing? This is coming from a guy who, just like you, had a review and dissected every goddamn trailer for Amazing Spider-Man 2. This is a guy who, when I brought up in the audio commentary for Spider-Man 3, who watched fan edits of Spider-Man 3 trailers, adding shots from like Armageddon and Superman Returns and stuff like that to make a Spider-Man 3 trailer and be like, I wish the real one's as cool in that because I can't wait for Spider-Man 3. It's getting to the point that I watched these trailers once and now I'm so pissed off, and I'm because it's like I said, it's gonna be, well, the best review I can give this movie is gonna be, well, it's not a bad Iron Man movie, it's just not a good Spider-Man movie.
So you think this is going to be worse than Amazing Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 3 was for you?
I'm sorry, it just really screams that Sony got, Robert Downey to be in their movie, and then they just ran with him more than Spider-Man.
So, ladies and gentlemen, here's me looking on the bright side. At least James will now be forced to admit that Amazing Spider-Man 2 is not the worst Spider-Man movie he's ever seen.
No, it will still be the worst Spider-Man movie I've ever seen, because at least that movie was a Spider-Man movie.
Damn it. Well, you know what? Okay, this is really sad because this is literally how low the bar is now. James will say, you know what? At least Amazing Spider-Man 2 was a Spider-Man movie. I'm still going to be positive towards Homecoming. I think it's going to be good. But here's one thing I'm not necessarily going to be positive towards. James, can you please name 2 colors off the top of your head that may or may not sound like a movie title?
Orange and aqua.
I knew he wasn't going to go where we were supposed to go.
What? You said two colors that don't mesh well in a movie title. Orange and aqua does not sound like a good movie.
You know what? Apparently Sony thinks sounds like a good movie.
Orange and aqua?
Nope. Silver and black. Because this week...
Well, that's actually, those colors do mesh. Look at the Oakland Raiders. I'm sorry, the Las Vegas Raiders.
This week, we got confirmation that a woman named Gina Prince Byers, her last name starts with a B. It's hyphenated. Gina Prince Bryston. I don't remember. I don't remember exactly what her name was. But she is directing a Silver Sable Black Cat team-up movie exclusively owned by Sony. Meanwhile...
And take place in the same universe as the Venom movie.
And here's the thing. We got Venom news like a week or 2 ago that we didn't talk about because we were waiting for it to be denied.
How much you want to bet that next week they're going to announce the Ben Reilly movie, and then the Miles movie, and then that Aunt May origin story movie? It's just going to be... It's just they don't learn from their mistake.
Yeah, apparently Tom Hardy's been cast as Venom. We didn't talk about it a week or 2 ago when the news came out because we were waiting for it to be denied, and it still hasn't been, so we're just going to throw it out there. Yeah, Tom Hardy might be Venom.
I want to repeat that. Bane is Venom now. The 2 supervillains where they both had that similar black mask with the white eyes, motif, big, bulky, assholes to the superhero and tortures them. Yeah, they're all playing the same guy now.
And I'm going to call it right now because we know this from when they were trying to plan a Black Cat casting from way back in the Sony email leaks. I'm going to call it right now.
Way back during Spider-Man 3. Anne Hathaway was going to play her.
And then they were going to try to get Emily Blunt to play Black Cat in a spin-off of Amazing Spider-Man 2. Which, you know what?
Oh, I still love those emails because they confirmed the one thing that on my first episode of the podcast I said, and both John and Thomas acted like I was a fucking moron. No way they're doing a clone movie. No way they're going to do a clone movie. No way they'll do a clone movie. Email link confirms a clone movie was planned.
Wasn't there a Maximum Carnage movie in there too?
It was all going to build up to Maximum Carnage. All the Spider-Man from all the different universes and clones and shit like that were all going to team up to take down Carnage in the final movie of the series.
But no, James. Iron Man showing up in a Spider-Man movie is the worst thing that could ever happen.
Yeah, because, you mean Carnage and Scarlet Spider and, Silver Sable, Black Cat. You mean people who actually are fucking Spider-Man characters appearing in a Spider-Man movie?
You want to see a Maximum Carnage movie?
Yes! That video game was awesome! I don't know if you ever played the game on the Super Nintendo, John, but it was a badass game. You know who wasn't in that game? Iron Man.
Yeah, you know who's...
Captain America was, but not Iron Man.
Yeah, well, you know who's not with you right now, James? That girl you're texting. That was a low blow, I'm sorry.
How is that a burn? Like, seriously, you know who's not with you right now? That girl. Oh, no shit, because I'm doing the podcast with you, John. You know what's probably going to happen tomorrow night when I'm asking her out? We're already agreeing on the date. What are your plans Saturday night, John?
I'll be honest, I don't know yet, to be honest with you.
Exactly.
That's 24 hours away.
I don't think one thing those plans don't involve a girl.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to learn how to be a single loser,
just look at any Sony person right now.
Ooh.
This is the company that's literally on the verge of bankruptcy if it wasn't for Boss Baby. They could have went bankrupt this year if Boss Baby didn't do okay or better than expected.
I didn't see that movie.
It did. Let's just say the best review is it got up to Power Ranger box office because they came around the same time, but that's not saying much. It was like, oh, that means you guys were like, well, so far this summer you were number 5. It went like Beauty and the Beast, King Kong, Logan, Power Rangers, and then Boss Baby.
So yeah, we have Silver and Black, and then you have Venom, and then you have James's phone vibrating. Oh my gosh, it's just you want to push these Spider-Man spin-off movies out. Why do you want to do this? And here's the thing.
Money off Spider-Man.
And here's the thing. James and I have already agreed that we're not seeing either of these movies. Like, I'm not wasting money.
I'm not going out to protest because now think about it. The MCU, you already fucked it over with making it into Iron Man 4. Well, no wonder, because every goddamn Spider-Man character, so Marvel's not going to be able to touch. Oh, they can't use a Venom villain now. They can't use Black Cat or Silver Sable as villains now. What's going to stop them from announcing a Green Goblin movie? Now Norman Osborn's off the table. Or a Doc Ock's Sinister Six movie. Now all those characters are off the table.
So don't expect reviews of these movies because we're not going to see them. Just any other thoughts, James, besides WTF, basically?
Spider-Man, who would have believed that a year ago this time that a lot of people would be negative about Spider-Man movie news? They thought it was all going to be puppy dogs and rainbows from here on out, and now look at it. You're, like you said, the best reaction you got is mixed as best.
All right. Anything else, James, or are we ready to give shout-outs?
I thought we were doing Ben Reilly.
Oh yes, yes, James. Would you like to review Ben Reilly #2? I didn't read it.
Boy, would I! Because actually, this is again. You remember the whole Michelle Gonzalez behaving badly?
Oh, Jesus.
I'm going to retire that now. With Ben Reilly's acting fucking weird.
Oh yes.
The issue begins with the last one left off. The creative team, Peter, David, and Mark Bagley. I didn't read the rest of the creative team. So, anybody else who's on it, I'm sorry.
Insert creative team here, basically. That should keep us from That should keep us from like any.
Here's to do it. Ben Reilly is a copyrighted character owned by Marvel Comics. Anything used with those characters are owned by Marvel Comics. The story creative team is Mark Bagley and
Peter David.
I wanted to say Tom DeFalco. Why did I want to say DeFalco? I do not know, but I wanted to say DeFalco, and I had to stop myself.
Probably because of his 90s Clone Saga run.
Probably. Yeah. Basically, this issue takes off with the last one left off. Diva, we find out that the mobster chick name's Diva, is like putting a gun up to Ben's head. Then Ben does the whole superhero stick of like, You know how many times a gun's been pointed at my head, lady? She goes, this ain't the first time a gun's been pointed at my head. She goes, I know it's not. It's the last time. Bang! But of course, because of spider sense, he's able to duck it, whatever. And she's like, what the fuck? He takes the gun and he points it at her. Because that's the Ben Reilly thing to do. And then he brings up how he could save her daughter because her daughter's not dead yet. The clone degeneration that should have killed her off in the fucking goddamn clone conspiracy is taking a long time for just this one person.
That's convenient.
Yeah. And then she's like, give me back my gun. He's like, okay. He takes out the bullets, and then he, like, completely goes, like, Superman in the 1930s and, like, twists the gun into a knot and then hands it to her.
Is this just page 1, James?
This is, like, page 2 or 3. No, I think it is page 1.
Oh, jeez. We're just getting started, ladies and gentlemen.
While that's going on, some other, like, clone-degenerated guy is torturing Rita. And he's waterboarding her for information. And he says it's boiling water. But fooled you, it's water with dry ice. So it's cold.
Bullshit.
And then the guy leaves when he gets the information he wants. I think it's Kane. But there's no... I can't remember if they say it was Kane or not. But I think it's Kane. Because he's a dick now again, remember? Ben Reilly's a dick now, remember? Everybody's a fucking dick now, remember? So while this is going on, he's in the elevator. Ben is the most awkward elevator ride ever. The big bulky dude, he asks him, so what's your deal with your superpowers? The guy doesn't answer. So Ben goes, you're cool. And then she says, right this way, Peter. And he's like, who the fuck is Peter? And then he has to remember he told her his name was Peter Parker. He leads her to the daughter. She's about to kill Ben because Ben's not going to save the daughter's life. But then the daughter wakes up and asks for a drink of water. So the henchman with the bulletproof bald guy, Mr. Clean, I'm going to call him right now.
Mr. Clean.
Gets the water. She says, thank you. You and Peter can leave. I want some time alone with my daughter. So then Ben and him get into a superhero fight. He pulls a gun out of Ben's head. So Ben out of nowhere pulls yet another gun at this guy.
Where'd he get the other? He twisted the other one up into a knot.
And then she's hearing the noises, and she goes, guys, can you keep it down? I'm talking to my daughter. And you know, like that cliche of like when the kids are acting out of control behind the parents' back or the teacher's back, and then the teacher turns around on the parent, and then they're stopped doing what they're doing. That's that shot, because now, even though the whole hallway has holes in the wall, the guns are nowhere to be seen. They're just standing at the wall like, sup.
These holes were there before.
And then she asks him again, and he says, yeah, for money, and also some other thing. And the other thing is make sure Aunt June has unlimited quarters. And a key to the most expensive room in the casino hotel. Because she's living there now with Ben. And she's like, fine, whatever, because she's never going to leave because you just told her she has unlimited quarters, so she's never going to fucking leave, the casino. She bites a man. Because security at first is going to throw her out. We're not leaving in weeks.
Oh, jeez.
So she bites a man, and then the bald dude comes up to her with unlimited quarters and her room key, saying, you live here now thanks to your nephew, who again she doesn't even know fucking exists.
This has
And
got
then we
to...
cut to Kane. Kane's in his Scarlet Spider suit. He's tracking down Rita's shit. He goes on the computer, he sees info about the little girl, and then some mystery men are shooting at him. To be continued.
James, this is the most screwed up comic. Both of these issues are literally, it's like someone wrote them on LSD or something.
It's like the joke we're having, that Peter David can't dig himself out of the hole, so he's like, fuck it, we're digging this hole down farther.
Let's see how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. We are
I said,
determined to find
in
out.
June, her whole stake is now going to be sitting at that same chair and just dropping it because she has unlimited quarters now, thanks to Ben, who she doesn't even know exists.
All I can picture is like Ben Riley is just like Ben Riley and that bald guy just shooting at each other, and she's just there like just in the crossfire but not getting hit, just at the slot machine, just going, dang it. Another quarter. Dang it.
Nope. She doesn't say dang it. She says nothing. She's just this, John, in both issues. She's an angry woman who needs help. But thanks to a fucking psychotic psychopath, Ben Riley, she's not going to get it.
Instead, she's going to get unlimited quarters.
And a room key, which means she doesn't have to leave the casino at all. An unlimited room key that never expires thanks to Ben.
Because apparently Ben Riley can do that. He's got super unlimited room key powers.
No, it's because he promised the mobster chick that he will save her daughter for anything that he wants. And what he wants is his Aunt June to have an unlimited room key and unlimited quarters. Oh, and money.
So James,
because these are all things that Ben Riley would do.
So James, do you give this issue a thumbs up, thumbs sideways, or thumbs down?
Ooh. My sponsor this week is Angry Orchard. Hard apple cider. Because I need alcohol to get rid of these issues. And it's not because they're bad. I'm going to say this right now. Ben Riley's Scarlet Spider is so bad it's good. It is the Room of Comics series. It is the most goddamn cheesiest thing you'll ever read.
It is.
I can honestly say, until Spectacular Spider-Man, I have, we're not counting Renew Your Vows. Like, that's the exception to the rule. I am not reading a good comic ongoing Spider-Man book. But the Ben Riley one, I would give a passing grade a thumbs up and say I enjoy it because I just want to say, that line from Dark Knight, you know, about the Joker that Alfred says about some men can't be bullied, they can't be bought or reasoned with. Some men just want to watch the world burn. And me, I'm like, sign me up for the burning of Ben Riley.
All right, but that's pretty much going to do it for the reviews. That's also going to do it for this episode of the podcast. We don't really have anything else to talk about. So any final shout-outs or words to the listeners before we sign off, James?
Fuck Iron Man. Although, speaking of Iron Man, do you want to tell people about your plans for the summer?
Oh, yeah. Who wants to have an MCU movie commentary podcast?
Like I said, give me about 2 weeks so I can get a copy of a Hulk, because that's like the only MCU movie I don't own. Like I said, it's always like, it's like up there with like, I'll get to it. You know, kind of, it's like I'm in the store, it's like, oh, it's only $10. Oh, if it's only $10, I'll get to it in a couple weeks. I'll get to it in a couple weeks. I'll get to it. Oh, it's on Amazon. I got Amazon Prime for a month. Oh, I got to the end of the month. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so starting sometime this summer, we don't know when. I don't know when. I don't know if it'll be next. It'll either be June or July. We're not sure yet. But we'll start.
I would say July because, like I said, it gives me enough time to get Hulk because Hulk's going to be the next movie in the line.
Yeah, so starting in July, we'll be starting a one-a-month podcast where we do MCU movie commentaries. Starting in order from the very first Iron Man film. And basically, once a month, we will be taking a week off from Spider-Man's Tangled WebShow and instead posting a MCU movie commentary. So, yay! Any other shout-outs, James? I assume whatever you're drinking right now.
I already said that, John, if you would have listened.
Hot apple cider, I think.
No, Angry Orchard hard apple cider. Where you get hot. It's a drink, John.
There are hot drinks. Have you never heard of hot chocolate, James?
Alcohol related? And don't say Flaming Moan from The Simpsons.
Any other shout-outs, James?
WWE, because I was at Backlash last Sunday night, at Rosemont Horizon. Always fun to go see wrestling at the Allstate Arena. Always fun. You know, I had a good time. You know, the seats were phenomenal. You can't get a bad seat at Allstate. If you're ever in the Allstate Arena, you know what I'm talking about. We were like the most upper deck as you can get, and we were closer than we were at Milwaukee a few months ago for a WWE show. Always a hot crowd. Met up with other wrestling fans who are just as passionate wrestling as I am. It was a fun time. Matches were okay, but then the endings were kind of bad. AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, losing by count out to Kevin Owens. Owens is an awesome guy, but count out, it was kind of weak for an ending and kind of just there. And of course, as any wrestling fan this week, I gotta talk about it. Jinder Mahal is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. The guy who hasn't won a wrestling match before then in over a year. The guy whose all-time pay-per-view record before then was 1-8. The guy who at WrestleMania was on the dark match pre-show battle royal and was eliminated by football player Ron Jerkowski. Gronk. That man is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I'll just let it sit right there.
All right, my shout-outs this week, Marvel Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, John Watts, Tom Holland, Robert Downey Jr., thank you for Spider-Man. Thank you for the trailer. Thank you to Peter David and Mark Bagley, because that was an amazing comic review.
Yeah. John, I thought you were going to go completely fangasm over Supergirl.
I'm getting to that, James. If you have not watched the Supergirl finale, what have you been doing with your life? Because the Supergirl finale was one of the best hours of television ever produced in the history of time.
John, because I gave a review on Scarlet Spider, you don't give a shit. Would you like to give a review on the Supergirl finale?
Okay, first you had the Superman-Supergirl fight, which was awesome. It was one of the best fight scenes I've ever seen in my life. And then you had the full-on Daxamite invasion of Earth, where Jon Jones woke up and was awesome, because Jon Jones is awesome, because if you don't like Jon Jones, then you have no taste. Then he and McGann got it on in the middle of the DEO, which was kind of weird. Jon Jones, get a room. Don't have your romance in the middle of your workplace, but okay, you know what? Jon Jones, you earned it.
Jon Jones, the Martian Manhunter, had a sex scene.
No, he had a kissing scene. But
you said he got it on.
But you know what, James? I was exaggerating. But also, you had the hashtag Sanvers proposal. That's a hashtag that I'm making with my hands. I know it's poor. You had the hashtag Sanvers proposal, which I know Maggie technically didn't say yes, but she gave a big smile, so in my world, that means she's going to say yes. But then we also had the news today that she's not going to be a series regular and she's going to be demoted to a recurring status. So please, for the love of God, please do not break up Sanvers. They are my OTP forever. Please do not break them up. It will break my heart. Then you had here's the thing about Supergirl season 2. All right,
how you're begging a DC people. You think they're listening to our review on a Spider-Man podcast?
You know what, James? I use whatever outlets I can. But here was the best part of the Supergirl season 2 finale. Mon-El almost died, but then he got sent off into space because I hate Mon-El. That character sucks, and I'm so glad he's gone. Here was the problem that Supergirl season 2 had. Mon-El sucked. That character was crap. I never liked him. Every scene he was in, it was just like, please get this character out of here. And so finally, they did, and now he's gone. I don't know if he's going to be a series regular for season 3 or not. I sincerely hope not. But now it's like Earth is uninhabitable to him because Kara, detonated a device that spread lead throughout all of Earth's atmosphere. And it was harmless to humans, but now they
spread lead throughout the whole atmosphere.
Yes, and it's harmless to humans, but it's poisonous to Daxamites. So the Daxamites...
But, John, that means Kara can now never be affected by kryptonite, because it also cancels out kryptonite.
Well, cool!
You're having a Superman thing where they have no weakness now.
Cool! She beat Superman in a fight, too. It was awesome. It was one of the best fight scenes I've ever seen in my life.
Of course she's gonna be Superman in a fight. She's the main character, John. If this was another Superman TV show, you know who would have won that fight?
Supergirl, because she was awesome.
I don't know. They had arguments in Smallville, and it always ended up with Clark being right.
You know what, James? Smallville is old time. Supergirl is now, James.
Did you just say Smallville sucks? Well, you know what I gotta say about that when I hear that? I'm in danger when I hear somebody say Smallville sucks. You know what I want to scream out? That's the Smallville theme song.
Okay, we better turn that off before we get YouTube copyright stuff.
I don't think we would because we're not monetized, John.
I know, but even still, I don't want to risk it. But yes,
but pretty much, yeah, Smallville is awesome.
If you have not,
but again, that's the thing that got me into Superman, so I'm always going to say Smallville is awesome.
Here's the thing: the last 2 episodes of Supergirl season 2. If you have not seen them, you need to see them because your life will not be complete until you have. They are 2 of the best hours of television that have ever been produced in the history of anything. First of all,
did you just seriously tell people that their life has been a waste, that they didn't watch the TV show that you like?
Yes, I did, James. That was how good it was.
That is the same thing as you telling people that if they didn't like it, that they're factually wrong. You know that, right, John?
No, because I don't actually mean it. I'm saying that in sarcasm. Not like other people when they actually say you're factually wrong. I don't actually mean it. I'm just saying it as a way of sounding
dramatic. You
dramatic.
said that people are wasting their life if they don't like the same TV show as you.
James, I'm not being serious, James. Okay, but still, here's the thing. Supergirl season 2. You need to watch the last 2 episodes because oh my gosh, it was amazing. Superman versus Supergirl.
Oh my god, it was amazing!
Superman versus Supergirl. She beat him in a fight and it was awesome. And Melissa Benoist is awesome and Supergirl is awesome.
I don't care. I just don't care for the character.
Well,
yeah, you beat Superman. Yay.
Well, James, you know what? Your Tinder girl doesn't care about you. Okay, that was too far.
Again, your insult doesn't fit. Because obviously the whole fact that we're talking back and forth right now, John, says she does at least care about talking to me a little bit right now.
I was kidding.
She didn't care. You mean a girl who I just met online, on a dating site, doesn't, might not care about me after just talking to me after an hour? Oh my god, John, what do you think I am, a creepo? Is that what you think? That women should immediately care about you after an hour of meeting you? Because that makes you sound more weird than I am.
James, I'm making a joke. And obviously James is throwing it back in my face because that is how it works here. Okay, we're gonna sign off.
John says something stupid. John, I just feel so bad for you because remember, this used to be Thomas's spot, the guy I would call out stupid shit.
It used to be Thomas's role that everyone made fun of him, but now it's me. But here's the thing, I always do the stupid things, and then James just throws it back in my face. Alright, we better sign off before this gets any worse. Spider-Man's Tangled WebShow.
Dan Slott was fired from Marvel, breaking news.
Yeah, James, I'm not stupid enough to fall for that.
How would you feel if you went online like an hour later and you found out, oh shit, James wasn't kidding?
I would edit it out of the podcast I would edit it out of the podcast.
Holy shit! Legit breaking news. Some guy legitimately tried to kill the guy who played Tommy in Power Rangers, like throwing a throwing star at him at a convention.
Oh, that's not good. So yeah, Spider-Man's Tangled Web Show, episode 130-something, what is it, 131, I think? I don't know.
Somebody legitimately tried to kill an actor at Power Rangers at a convention, like there isn't going to be security to stop you at a fucking convention. What is wrong with people today? Yeah, I agree. I used to be a Tommy fanboy. I grew up with Mighty Morphin. I'm a huge Power Ranger fan. I grew up with Tommy and Mighty Morphin. I understand the Tommy love and nostalgia of the Green Ranger and the White Ranger. I get that. And I get that he's kind of becoming the William Shatner of the Power Ranger universe. But my fucking god, people, he does some stupid shit nowadays. But not stupid enough for you to try to kill him. Get a life.
And
And
on
those
that,
people are who I deserve to say get a life.
and on that note, this is Spider-Man's Tangled Web Show signing off.